Yeah, totally dehydrated. Minnesota represent. Buell? Buell? Is that how they say that? I bought it because it's local and it's got a BPA-free container. Shit, and I probably just messed up my lipstick. Nah, we good. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a review of some items that I did not like, that just simply did not work for me. Basically didn't work for shit for me. So I'm just gonna be real honest and say that. If you like these products, please do not take offense. It is just my opinion. Some of them I do actually think are god-awful. I would actually tell you to not buy them. Other things just simply didn't work for me. So if they worked for you, great. I'm happy about that. But again, please don't take offense. It doesn't mean that I hate any of these brands or dislike any of these brands by any means. I do think that they have some awesome things that they do have to offer. It's just, again, to reiterate, I just didn't like some of these items. So if you would, before we get started, please hit the subscribe button down below. Let's get started. So first off, I want to start off with a foundation. Now, I bought this because I was influenced by beauty influencers on YouTube talking about how awesome this is, how great it is. For the price, it's absolutely spectacular. Oh my god, for me, my skin couldn't have looked like more shit when I use this foundation. So I am actually referring to the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. I got mine, I don't even know which shade I have this in, medium tan, and then it says bronze beige. So I'm assuming bronze beige is the shade, and this is for medium tan skin tones. The first thing I want to disagree with is the description of the shade on this. This is most definitely not for medium tan skin tones. I actually did not spend much time in the sun at all this summer, and this actually made my face look lighter. I do tend to be more of a medium skin tone. To me, this would have been falling more in the light to medium, nowhere near this have ever been, in any kind of reality, a medium tan skin tone. When I put this foundation on, it pretty much sinks into every line, every crease, every imperfection on my face, and I found it to really not be that pigmented. So when I would use a beauty sponge and try to put this on, or a beauty blender, I had to just keep going and pressing into my skin. There was so much patchiness, so much unevenness with this product, and it just gathered in spots. The only positive thing about this is that it actually filled in my pores. I did notice that my nose is usually a trouble area for me as far as my pores. This did not do that. So that was the one and only positive thing about this foundation. Everything else, hated. Hated the shade, made no sense to what the shade name was, made my skin look like total ass. It just did not work for my skin tone. Extremely super hard pass. I will never use this foundation ever again. Next thing I want to move on to is some eyeliner products. I did do a review recently of some NYX items, and initially I did like this product, but I did have more time to use it, and it's just not very good. So what I am referring to is the NYX Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, and definitely a Turn On Waterproof Extreme Shine Eyeliner. Now, it's not horrible, it's just not pigmented. When I use it on the waterline, or if I use it on, you know, on the top here on my eyelid, it's just so hard. I have to keep going over it. It doesn't really glide on as easy as it says. I mean, the way that they describe this is that it's just gonna, you know, glide on like a dream. It's gonna be pigmented. It's gonna be absolutely perfect. And it's just not. And I will kind of use some on my hand here. Sorry, that's like super shitty, but like, I don't know. It's patchy. It skips. It's just not very consistent. So I will never reach for this ever again. Another eyeliner from NYX. Sorry if it seems like I am crapping on them. There are a few products from NYX in this pile. Like, there are things that I love. I love their Epic Ink liner. Super fantastic. Unfortunately though, these did not work. Another one I want to talk about is the Très Jolie Pitch Black Crayon Gel Pencil Liner. Oh my god, I just figured out that their products have huge descriptions. And here's what this product looks like here. It is, again, another gel liner. This one actually is extremely awful. If you see when I use this here, it is just, look at that. It skips. It is not very pigmented. You have to really press, like, oh, and look at the tip just broke off. And I barely used it. To be claiming to be a gel formula, no, it just isn't. It does not glide on very easily at all. It skips, it drags on the lid. In fact, when I first got this and I opened it and tried to use it, I had to like physically like scribble on my hand here trying to get pigment off it. It was so rough. And then I figured out, okay, maybe I might have to sharpen this first. So in the lid here, as you can see, it comes with this like sharpener. I really don't understand the point of this. So you actually don't sharpen anything on the actual pencil. You twist this up from the bottom here, and then of course this must be why if the tip breaks off like it just did for me, you kind of put this little cap thing on it and twist, and it sharpens it and gives it more of a precise tip or something. I don't know. Hard pass. So the next item I want to talk about is actually a brush. I mean, I really tried to give it a fair shot. This is the Morphe M107. This is a large powder brush here. I don't even know if they still sell this brush on their website, but it's awful. The bristles are they're not very soft, they're rough. And I don't know if I can get it to do it now, but if you use it, and like when I've tried to clean it, oh, yep, there it is. There are bristles that just come off. The bristles just break off and they break everywhere, and it's just, look at, I'm pulling them out right now. It's just honestly not a very good brush. Now I know that people have said this about Morphe brushes before. I own 2 other Morphe brushes. I actually have 2 different highlighter brushes from them, one a fan brush and one just like a large shader brush. Those 2 are fantastic. I haven't experienced any issues with those, to be completely honest. I've had no issue with those brushes, but this one in particular, I mean, you'll be putting powder on your face, and especially, you know, when you're trying to blend something out and you've got these little black hairs flying everywhere and you've got to pick them off, and then you're using the brush to try to sweep away the hairs, but then there's more hairs coming out. It's just not good. And then like this is coming loose here. In fact, I think it's almost gonna fall off. Again, I don't know if they still have this on their website, the Morphe M107. Total pass for me. It will be eventually going in the garbage. So there's that. Now, this is definitely not a new product by any means, and I've actually heard a lot of people say they don't like this item either, but I've also heard probably even more people say that they do like it. When I purchased it, it's actually kind of what recently really got me into makeup again, so I do owe it a little bit of respect, and it's not horrible by any means. I just honestly think it's just not worth the price, and what I'm talking about is the Urban Decay Naked Palette. Now, don't jump on me quite yet. Like I said, I don't necessarily hate this palette. I just feel like, I believe, what is this, $52 or $54? It is just not worth it. I have so many palettes that have these exact same shades in them that were literally close to half the price that outperform this, bar none. So not to say again that this palette is totally awful. There are some shades that are really good in this. I mean, I really like this Naked shade. Virgin is beautiful, but then like the shades Half Baked and these 2 deeper shades at the end here, these smoky shades, Creep and Gunmetal, they're just not that pigmented, and they're actually kind of rough. Like if you try to swatch these, you can feel it. They're just not, like, look at that. Like you would expect so much more color to come out of that shade. Even with some Fix Plus, it just did not amplify it enough for me. Again, it's rough. Same with Creep here. This kind of, oh, these are both kind of gunmetal shades to me. So these 2 shades here, I don't know. It's just, again, because of how much this is and the quality of the shadows, and you're only getting like, what, I think there's like 12 shades in here. It's just not worth it. I did like, again, a couple of them, but overall, I definitely do not see myself repurchasing this original Naked palette. Next thing I have is I'm gonna go into a contour stick here. This is the NYX Wonder Stick. Now, again, I shouldn't say this product, I don't hate it. It's not horrible, but, well, actually, no. It's pretty freaking bad. So I'm not gonna worry about it. It's not that good. So the contour stick end of this, so you've got 2 sticks on the end of this. One is a contour side and one is like a highlight side. It's not a shimmery highlight. It's just I would call it more of a brightening stick, if anything. As you can see it here. This is the only part of the product that wasn't totally horrible to me. And maybe for a beginner, if you're just starting out, you want to play with something and you want something that's not too over the top and not super pigmented, this might be for you. But for me, again, it just did not work. The contour stick side, it blends out practically into nothing. So you have to keep layering, keep layering, keep layering. And it just doesn't show up on my skin enough. And I did get the right shade. This is light to medium. Again, that is my skin tone. It just didn't work. And the other issue is too, I find that with these contour sticks, the packaging, like the bullets in here are so loose that if you even just roll this up just a little too much and you go in just even the slightest bit too hard on your face, I feel like it's gonna break off. So I'm just not a fan of this type of packaging. I'm not a fan of cream products in general, but this one is just, it's just so hard to work with. The contour stick just doesn't have enough consistency to it as far as the pigmentation. Pass, I do not see myself using this again. Next item is actually by IT Cosmetics. This is the Bye Bye Anti-Aging Waterproof Full Coverage Concealing Cream. So this actually provides a ton of coverage. For me, it's just too thick. So a tiny bit of this goes the longest way, but when I use this on my under eyes, it just creases so quickly. Even if I set it, it's like I can't set it fast enough. It's a little bit too thick, a little bit too waxy. If you have some major dark circles, then yeah, like it will cover that. But I think like if your skin just tends to be a little bit more on the creasy side, it just wants to settle in those lines so much. It's just too thick, too waxy for me. My last item from NYX is the Lid Lingerie. This is their matte eye tints. Now for me, this was extremely patchy and kind of hard to work with. So when you open this up, it's quite moussey and liquidy. It comes like in this doe foot applicator and you're supposed to like paint this on. You can put it onto a brush and then put it onto your lids as well. But my problem with this is that when you're trying to blend it out and you have to work quick because it sets pretty fast, it just ends up being patchy. And even if I use concealer as a primer, I even tried using the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I have tried everything, setting sprays, Urban Decay All Nighter on top of it after I use it, and it just creases. Like it just does not last all day. The color fades. It's super patchy. I have read so many positive reviews on this item. I kept thinking like, what am I doing wrong? So if someone give me some tips, if you've used this before, let me know in the comment section and tell me if I'm doing something wrong, because I don't know, this just did not work for me. It's another pass. And if you're curious, I had mine in this olive shade. Oh, so fine. Just won't use it again. All right, you guys, we're almost done. So I want to talk about a mascara primer. So like a primer for your lashes here. This is the white primer. It's the L'Oreal Voluminous Base, I think it's called. I didn't notice a huge change in my lashes. So when I was using this, first of all, if anything, I felt like it caused my lashes to kind of clump together. And it's also extremely hard to get any mascara to actually fully coat and cover the white that is the color of this. It's got the same type of wand really as some of the other voluminous lash mascaras. It's too thick. It's too white. Because of those reasons, this is a pass for me. And moving on to one more actual mascara. This is the Organic Wear by Physicians Formula. Now, at first, I actually liked this mascara. I would use it actually before work for like a little bit more of a natural look, something on the go. But over time, I just really started to notice that it just doesn't really do much. The brush, the bristles on this are just, I don't know what it is. Like here, if you can see the wand. The wand is almost too fat, and then the bristles are almost too long, so it like almost like pokes your lid as you're trying to use this. And to get any kind of volume whatsoever out of this mascara, you have to layer. Let it dry a bit, layer, let it dry a bit. Like it just takes so much work. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm doing my mascara, especially in the mornings or before work, you just want something that's a little bit more effortless. And to me, this just ends up being a little bit too much time consuming. I mean, it's kind of unfortunate because I love, it says on the back here, it says 100% natural origin. You know, it's organic wear, meaning like it has more natural ingredients. It's gonna have less irritants, like if you had sensitive eyes. I just wish it performed a little better than it did for me. And my lashes aren't that difficult. I have pretty long, wispy lashes already. So for me, it doesn't take much for a mascara, but for some reason, this just, I don't know, it didn't add enough volume. It didn't separate my lashes enough. it was a pass. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below if you actually agree with my review of these products, if you've tried them out. Let me know if they actually did end up working for you, if you can give me tips and tricks on how to use them better, if I'm just doing something wrong. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had or are having a wonderful day wherever you are watching this. Hit that subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this. Give me a thumbs up as well to let me know if you enjoy these videos. I love you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.